Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Not Conjugate Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. I have spiritual readings and healings down below. In fact, I'm actually doing a deal right now. See, the deal was gonna be for the first 5 people to hop on this, but I'm gonna let like 3 more come in because I feel a bit nice. You know what I'm saying? So watch the video I made yesterday or the day, but whenever you see this video, watch the most previous video to this one to find out how to get half off of certain spiritual services. Cause I gotta give back. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, yeah, be a little bit generous, right? But yeah, I have a Patreon down below, Discord down below, social media is down below, everything is down below. Let's get into this video, bruh. We're gonna talk about the eternal spirit versus the temporal soul. This is some 5D through 7D stuff that people don't always talk about. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, for those of you who actually have my Patreon, I hope you guys watch this video right here. The Ascension Archive. Y'all know I do Ascension Archives one a week, and this one was about learning to ascend from 5D to 7D. So even though inside, like in this video, you got to actually understand what it even means to go from 5D to 7D and what it's really like to experience a temporal soul versus an eternal spirit. You got to understand that shit before even trying to ascend from 5D to 7D, right? The first part's the understanding of it. So even though I may have told y'all a couple of things inside that video that YouTube not gonna get inside this video, YouTube, you still getting the understanding, and that's the base part that you need. So with that being said, what even is a temporal soul? Right? The word temporal means that it relates to time. So I put temporal soul because your soul, right? If your soul is not connected to its eternal spirit, your soul at some point experiences death. It's only going to have this certain timeline experience of this life right here that is going to quote unquote die at some point. Now here's what I mean by that, because when they say can't the soul never die? Yes and no. Here's what I mean, because the spirit never dies, but the soul, see, your soul is an individualized focal point of awareness, right? Your spirit is the energy which sustains that awareness. Now, here's what I mean on a higher level. You see, on a 7D level, right, you have this eternal energy, right? But that eternal energy will split itself off into smaller fragments, right? So inside this human vessel, right, you don't embody your full 7D eternal spirit. What happened was your 7D eternal spirit sent a small piece of its energy down with inside of here. Then with inside of here, you developed a certain consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Because technically, consciousness and awareness comes before energy, but the reason why this is an energy that sustains your consciousness is because at the 7D level, that energy does have its own consciousness too, but it has to split that shit off in order to experience this life right here. So with that being said, right, when you observe this life, right, at some point when this thing dies, if you haven't brought that awareness and put that in line with your 7D eternal spirit, you're just going to reincarnate, whether it be inside of a new life that's on Earth or a new life on a different planet or in a different realm completely. It's like what happens is it's still the same eternal spirit, but it's like you have a different focal point of awareness. Like before, you could have been a fucking Asian man who was in Japan, but then you die, and then it's like you get reborn as a Caucasian man in fucking Italy. You know what I'm saying? Those are different focal points of awareness that come from the same eternal spirit. Now, I'm really putting it like this because many people are attached to what they're seeing right here, right now, and they're not observing their eternal nature and their eternal self. Understand, the more 7D you become, you can actually experience multiple focal points of awareness at once. You see? Like it can actually get really deep. So when it comes to the soul, right? Your soul is an individualized focal point of awareness. That's what your soul is, right? It's the observer of this experience right here. But the spirit is the eternal energy which sustains the different focal points of awareness which are in line with the eternal spirit. So let me explain how 7D and 5D are different. With inside the 5D, right? You're just hitting self awareness. Oh my God, I'm a soul. I'm more than just this body. I could even go beyond my thoughts. That's the 5D. 5D, you go beyond your body, your emotions, what you see, and you go beyond what you think. You just have this true intuitive understanding of, oh yeah, nigga, I'm a soul. You become more self aware of yourself as a soul, right? Now, inside the 7D, you become aware of every single place which your eternal spirit exists at, because you, like, right now, right now, you are living as, you could say, let's say your name's Sally. Right now you're currently Sally, right? But you also have your past lives as Joseph, as Eric, as Natalie, you know what I'm saying? And then you also have future lifetimes that technically are all happening right now. You could actually tap into future lifetimes if you are in line with your 7D eternal spirit. You can't do that as a 5D soul. You see? When people hit the 5D, that is when they start to get past life memories, because once you become the soul, you're like, oh yeah, I'm self-aware. See, people could become self-aware saying and say, oh my God, I'm the soul, but still only focus on right here. When you become the soul, though, you could choose what to observe. Some niggas choose to only observe this. Some niggas choose to observe the spirit which this individual even came from. And when you begin to observe the spirit where this energy came from, you start to see the past lives, because your past lives could be seen as different focal points of awareness which were sustained by the eternal spirit. So your past life in Africa, you were observing Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's a different focal point than where you are right now, which could be like maybe America, right? So with all that being said, your past life in the stars, you were observing from a different focal point than you're observing right now. It's still the same eternal spirit, but it's like it's different points of awareness within inside time and space. So with that being said, when you hit the 5D, right? When you start ascending higher, like I'm not saying that like if you had one past life memory, that does not mean you're fully inside the 7D. All that means is that you're moving up in 5D. You might not, like, you probably didn't hit 6D yet, you know what I'm saying? But you just start to get the past like memories because you're starting to get close to the eternal spirit. Cause like understand that the metaverse is 5D through 7D. So 5D through 7D, there's always going to be linkages there. You know what I'm saying? Same with 3D through 5D and 1D through 3D. There's always going to be certain linkages, because that's how that's how these different verses are composed and made. If you want to understand more about the Omniverse and the 5 arc verses, go to Patreon, then hit collections, then go to PowerPoints, charts, and documents. I have videos all there, bro. You know what I'm saying? About the Omniverse, all kinds of shit, right? So with all that being said, the 7D is different from the 5D, because in 7D, you can become aware of every single focal point, every past life, every present life and timeline you exist on, and every future. Because right now you exist on multiple timelines. You could literally observe those right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you are fully inside the 7D, you could literally observe any focal point of awareness which comes from that eternal spirit, right? So, like right now, right? Like I said, you have future lifetimes that you could tap into. Your past lives, you have that stuff. You have multiple timelines also. You also have the fact that in different realms, you currently exist inside there right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, in fact, like you could actually like a part of you, right, a part of you is existing on pretty much every single plane. So it's like right now, you could be focused on the physical a whole bunch, but you're still doing shit on higher planes. And it's like if someone else went to those higher planes and the realm that you're inside of, inside that higher plane, they could interact with you while you're still down the fuck here. I've actually minorly done that before. One time I had to like, there's only a girl who had this. I made a video about it. Hold on, I'll show you guys real quick. Hold up. I made this on my Patreon about how I was inside of like this astral mind split, but it led to like an actual physical thing where like I was experiencing something within inside like my astral mental space, but like what happened in my astral mental space literally reflected outside via this girl started fucking screaming and shouting and all this crazy shit. And it's like I had to like talk to her with inside of the higher, like I had to talk to her. I had to like right now she's inside, she's in the physical, right? I had to go to like the fucking mental and shit like that and really like talk to her on that plane type stuff. And yo, what I was telling her to do, she started to do the shit. And it was actually kind of fucking wild. Like that's like I've experienced the mind split before. I've mentioned it on YouTube, but with the way I experienced it inside that video, I was like, okay, nigga, like shit is more real than niggas be thinking sometime. I ain't gonna lie. As you guys can see, Patreon be getting mad sauce. But anyway, um, yeah, like you exist on different planes right now. People be saying we're multidimensional beings. They don't. That's when niggas say that. They don't even mean what the fuck they're saying. Because multidimensional, right, means to be composed of multiple dimensions, like length, width, height, time, space, light. That's what dimension is. If you look up dimension, it says a measurable extent of some kind. You know, my phone just dropped. But a dimension is not a place. It's a measurable extent of some kind. So if you're multidimensional, you're made of many dimensions, which is true. You are made of length, width, height, time, space, light, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But us, we're omniversal beings, right? That means that you exist on every single arc verse. You know what I'm saying? Which all the arc verses are composed of different planes. So being an omniversal being, it means you exist on all 12 planes at once, and you realize that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the higher you get in awareness, you see how that dead ass is true. You exist on all the planes at once. Like being a human is actually one of the fucking benefits of being a human, because a human can literally exist on all planes at once. Literally, that's why some of the highest spiritual evolution could take place inside of a fucking human, because they exist on all planes at once, type shit, right? Well, they have the potential to. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, right, the higher you get, you peep that nigga. Yeah, like I'm on several planes right now, and I'm inside of several different realms. In fact, apart, you could like right now, we're inside the universe, right? And you're inside the Milky Way. There could be a version of you who is literally in fucking Triangulum Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even fucking know that shit. Like dead ass. You see what I'm saying? So like getting in tune with the 7D spirit really helps to show you that shit. I'm gonna give you guys a real example of this shit from my own life, right? So back fucking millions of years ago, right? Back when I was a fucking dragon and shit, right? So I have a 7D celestial dragon form, right? So my eternal spirit at one point, when it wanted to take a form, looked like what you could call a celestial dragon, right? Now, when it manifested itself into lower planes, right? It manifested as a whole entire dragon family. So, you had this dragon family. You had my mom, my dad, then it was me, and my four dragon brother siblings, right? Now, people be asking me like, "Oh, are these like your friends?" Like, no, nigga, these are all me. These dragons are literally all me. But it's like in lower planes, I only saw myself as like the green and purple earth and amethyst dragon, right? But I had other brothers too. Now, peep game on this shit too. Even with the dragon stuff, right? It's like I remember seeing myself as like that green and purple dragon, but at some point, and understand this, that green and purple dragon and that whole dragon family, they're from a different galaxy, right? That's inside the Draco constellation, right? Now, when they came to this galaxy, right, you had another version of me who was a Lyran, also reptilian, just doing shit, right? So, long story short, you had a version of me inside this galaxy that I was already observing life from, but then you also have another fucking seven me's inside of that dragon verse. And I call it the dragon verse because it's like it's damn near its own universe. You know what I'm saying? But of course, there's only really one solidified universe. You know what I'm saying? But watch my arc versus video and omniverse to understand what the fuck I mean by that. But long story short, yeah. So with this dragon family, right? Understand that they had the same eternal spirit as me inside of this galaxy. So it's like at some point, me in this galaxy was actually led to eat one of the dragons because we all came from the same eternal spirit. So I kind of just like it's like we were just drawn to each other, and I just ate this shit and unified with it in such a harmonious way. And it's funny because like when it comes to the dragons, right? Dragons have the power called a dragon flame, right? It's pretty much just their life force. Understand that when the whole entire dragon family put their life force together, it made a celestial flame. Because at that point, see, the celestial dragon split itself off into that whole entire family. It put different life force energies. So the 7D spirit is one big ass life force energy, right? but it split its life force into the mom, the dad, me, my siblings. But when we merge all of our life forces back together, it's back as the celestial dragon flame. So it's like at some point, right? When we like at some point we did mix all the flames, and then I saw myself. I mean, technically, I always had the flame as one of the people, right? But like on lower planes, like pretty much the mom had the celestial flame first, right? But in lower planes, I never saw myself as the mom. You know what I'm saying? I would either be the dragon motherfucker or the Lyran. You see what I'm saying? Slash reptilian and whatever else I would become with inside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, you get my fucking point. Long story short though, I never saw things from my mom's perspective until I became the eternal spirit that sustained my mom. And my mom from there's not the same mom that I have now, of course. You know what I'm saying? So my whole entire point of what I'm trying to say is that once I got the celestial flame from the perspective that I actually was living from, you know what I'm saying? Which when I got the flame, I had already ate my dragon self and I was unified with that shit. So it's like I was in Hydra when I got the flame as pretty much the you could say the Earth and Amethyst dragon also being merged with the my Lyran side, reptilian side, all that shit, right? I was that, you know what I'm saying? Me from this galaxy was merged with me from the different galaxy, essentially, right? When that's I was like that when I got the flame. So when I got the goddamn flame, right, I was getting access to all of my siblings' memories because at that point I have the spirit that sustains all of them, and the flame couldn't fully activate until my brothers and my whole entire family died. Because once they died, the awareness went back to the eternal spirit, which I'm currently holding right the fuck now. So it could be a bit confusing to understand, but it's like my whole entire point is the fact that my whole dragon family was literally me because it came from the eternal 7D spirit. But in lower planes, like 5D and below, I could only see myself from like one perspective or the other until I embodied until I got the celestial flame, embodying the whole celestial energy again and seeing things from their perspective. Like right now, I can actually see like for I had a fire dragon brother, right? He's currently in Andromeda, but when I say he, it's really just me because we come from the same eternal spirit. And I can literally observe life from that dragon's perspective, dead ass, along with all my other dragon siblings too. You see? You see? So, yeah, yeah, you exist in so many places right now. As a 7D, so you can actually peep that shit. And the 7D, my fault, as a 7D spirit, you can peep that shit. Like the 7D eternal spirit is eternal. It never dies. But the soul, right? Technically the soul isn't really dying per se. But what I mean is the fact that you only can observe this life for a certain period of time, and then it's done. That's temporal as fuck. The 7D spirit is eternal. You could always just make a new life, make a new life. That shit never fucking dies. You know what I'm saying? That thing can actually make its own eternal realm and exist inside its own eternal realm. But I actually mentioned that in today's video about how to ascend through the omniverse, like ascending the celestial hierarchy via omniversal understanding and mastery. I made that video on Patreon today. But yeah, I think I'm in this video right there, bro. It's not too long and stuff like that. I hope y'all can understand that. And yeah, definitely DM me if you want to half off the shit, you know what I'm saying? Watch the video from yesterday, watch the most recent video, and lock in with your boy. Hopefully the 3 people ain't hit me up by now. So yeah, bro, I love you all. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Stay happy, stay peaceful, stay loving. Peace out.